I think that's gotta be one of the most common questions when it comes to tattoos. Why do people get tattooed? So today let's go through the 10 most common reasons why people get tattooed and see together if they are in fact valid reasons to get a tattoo. Let us start with the obvious. Self-expression. Listen, everything we do is self-expression in some way. It is exteriorizing. I'm having trouble with this word. I'm sorry, I'm French. It's exteriorizing who we are, how we feel. The music we listen to, the cultures we like, the trips we take, the clothes we wear, the watches we like to wear, the hairstyle we like, the furniture we choose, the tattoos we wear, shows in some way what's important to us, how we want to be perceived. And self-expression through tattoos goes back a very long way and is a very valid reason to get a tattoo. Although much more permanent way to express yourself. So think of it a little before expressing yourself too hard and too fast. Reason number 2, uniqueness. Okay, as much as I love tattoos, I call bullshit on this. Someone wrote a comment and a lot of people agreed with it. It was saying that it's much more unique now not to have tattoos than it is to have some. So first off, objectively, more people doesn't have tattoos than people have tattoos. So, second off, it does not make you unique to not have tattoos. As it doesn't make you unique to have tattoos either. What makes you unique is who you are, how to choose to live your life, your experience, your personality. Now, maybe it's because I've been in the industry for so long, but when it comes to tattoos, everything's been done. I haven't seen a new groundbreaking design in a very long time. And I'm not saying that these tattoos are not well done. There are amazing artists out there that are incredibly talented at what they do. What I'm referring to is any style, any subject, any placement you can think of has been done. And plus, everybody copies everybody. I can't tell you how many people choose their designs from Pinterest. Millions of people pick the same tattoo to get done on Pinterest. So if you come up with something new and super cool, you bet that the second it hits the internet, somebody's gonna copy it. So what makes your tattoo unique is, I think, that the why you get that tattoo, the story this tattoo has for you. I've done hundreds of koi fish, and they all had their own stories for the person who got it. That's what makes that design unique in itself, in my opinion, of course. Having tattoos does not make you unique as much as not having tattoos doesn't make you more unique. You're unique because you're you, whether you have them or not. So uniqueness is really not a valid reason. Reason number 3 I found on the internet was rebellion. When I was a kid, I think that was more true than now. Tattoos have become a fashion statement in many cases, not rebellion. I'll always remember about, I think 10 years ago, I tattooed this 18-year-old Jewish dude. And he just got a small tattoo because he wanted to rebel against his family and his religion. He got a small writing on his thigh, I can't remember what. He did not want anybody to see it. For him, that big of a tattoo was a rebellion. And obviously with the religion not being so keen on tattoos, made him feel like the biggest rebel and outlaw that day. Made him feel like he was his own boss, nobody's gonna tell me what to do here. Now, did he regret it later? We'll never know, but most likely. Getting a tattoo because you want to be a rebel is a great recipe for regret. I'm gonna put that in the non-valid reasons to get a tattoo. Reason number 4 why people get tattooed. The identity, the sense of belonging to a group, protection. There's no surprise that tattoos have played a major role in identifying criminal organizations, such as the Yakuza, Bravda, MS-13, Hells Angels, just to name a few, but also were and are used for religious marking, the passing from a boy to a warrior in a tribe, such as Inuit, Polynesian, Mayas and Aztec, indigenous North Americans. Religion, warriors, and criminals are very different groups, but they all have that in common. They get tattoos for identification, they get tattoos to show rank, beliefs, even say what they did without saying anything. Identity, protection, and belonging, I say it's a valid reason. Reason number 5 to get a tattoo, art and aesthetic. It doesn't have to be that deep all the time. It doesn't have to be so meaningful. It can't just be an image that you really like. I have a snake and flowers on my head. That doesn't mean anything. Although I did look up what was the meaning of a snake tattoo because I didn't want it to be like a bad omen on my body. One of the signification that I found was life is in constant change. So I thought that was pretty cool, but I don't really care. I really got that because I think it just looks great. Some of my tattoos do have meanings, but if I take the ones that I just did because they look cool, compare them to the one that has meanings, I have a lot more just cool looking designs. And that's all you really need in my humble opinion. Sometimes it feels like people are trying to find the meaning and the reason behind their tattoo just because they feel that they have to explain their action, why they got a tattoo. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Plus, you can just invent what the hell you want. So a lot of people ask me what's the meaning of the snake in my head. I just invent a new story every time. Do it for you, not for what other people is gonna think. Now, does that mean that you get covered in 1 year with all the designs you think that looks cool? Absolutely not. It did take me 30 years to get to where I'm at now. You still need to reflect about it and think about the designs that you're gonna get. So I would say his validity is age dependent. Under 25, I'd say it's a not good enough valid reason to get a tattoo. If you're over 25 and you believe that you know yourself enough, go for it. Valid enough? Number 6, body image, self-confidence. There's many things you could do to make yourself feel better about your physique, about your body, and getting tattooed is one of them. Self-confidence, hiding a scar, covering up a weird birthmark. If getting that tattoo is what's gonna make you feel good about yourself, you go for it. Super valid. But don't forget, take time to really think about it. Don't rush it. Number 7, love. I highly advise anyone to never get a name tattooed. But if you must get a tattoo with that special someone, just get a matching design, not a name. Matching designs are perfect because when it's over, well, it's not a name. Although you still have that design to look at that's gonna remind you of that person forever. I did that with that little heart. That relationship did not end well. Although I really don't care. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make me sad. So I would say lover's name, an absolute no, it's not valid. Friends and family, valid. My dad's signature right here. That's pretty cool. Reason number 8, grieving. A tattoo can really help someone in their grieving process, and I've witnessed it many times in my career. There's one in particular that I remember. It was a mother that had lost her son, and she came in and got his name tattooed. She explained to me that for her it was the last stage of acceptance, if one can really accept losing their child in life. But it gave her peace. And I do myself have some grieving tattoos. I lost both of my parents a long time ago. I made a video about this, so you could go check it out if you're interested to know the story. But I do have some tattoos on my hand. Well, this side says not forgotten for my dad, and I have rest in peace mother on the back of my neck. So I would say grieving tattoo is a completely valid reason. Reason number 9 to get a tattoo? To follow the trend. At any age, following a tattoo trend is a very risky way to go about it. For obvious reasons. That's not a valid reason to get a tattoo. Reason number 10 to get a tattoo? Trying something new. You know, some people go bungee jumping, some people go parachuting, some people do crochet. And some people get tattoos. Sometimes there's no other reasons than why not? Could be fun, it's exciting, it's valid enough. Although, again, age dependent. If you are young and you don't care, you're reckless, and you absolutely want that small funny tattoos, that why not tattoo, do it somewhere that's gonna be easy to cover up with clothes. Reason number 11 to get a tattoo, marking a milestone. Some people buy a watch, some people go on a trip, and some people, they get tattooed. I buy watches now because I just don't have no more room. I remember this dude that was tattooing because it was celebrating becoming a banker. We did this huge snake wrapping around his body and his arm. It was a super cool piece. And you know, he did it in a way that he could keep it hidden easily if he wanted to and show off if he wanted to. That's a pretty cool banker if you ask me. And for those of you that are gonna say, oh my God, it's so unprofessional for a banker to have a tattoo. Bro, the amount of highly professional people that have tattoos and you have no idea about it would surprise you. I've tattooed high-ranked government officials, lawyers, doctors, cops, dentists, financial planners, and bankers. Most of these people were celebrating a milestone when they got their tattoos. It's a very valid reason. This one on my hand, it says the beginning. I actually made this one when I opened my tattoo studio 22 years ago. And finally, number 12, valid or not reason reason to get a tattoo, a souvenir from a trip. I think it's cool to get some ink while you're on a trip, whether it be a funny tattoo with your friends just to remember the moment or a more personal, spiritual one. But be very careful when you do get that tattoo on vacation. Try to get it towards the end of your trip, so you don't have to put up with the healing process while you want to go to the beach, while you want to go swim, while you want to go in the sun. And also I would say do extensive research on who's gonna do that for you. Because it's not all the countries that have the same hygiene rules. You know, and you don't want to end up with a virus or some infection in a foreign country while you're on a vacation. This could be medically very costly or even worse. I think it's a valid reason, but you do have to be careful. And I've done tattoos on trip as well, although they were planned tattoo trip in tattoo conventions. If you would like a dedicated video about the tattoos that I have on my body and the stories that goes with them, let me know in the comment and I'll get that done. Please share with us your tattoo stories. I always love to read what you have to say. And if you have any questions for me about anything, please leave that in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you and I'll see you in the next one.